Well, I mean, let's be fair. Everything pairs with coffee, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna
Yeah.
get to that. Okay, so it's a good cookie with coffee.
Welcome to the Exploring Washington State podcast. Here's your host, Scott Cowan.
So my guest today is Tomas Perez with Bell's Cookie Company here not here, in Seattle. I'm in Wenatchee. Tomas is in Seattle. So Tomas, welcome. Thank you for making it happen today.
Thank you, Scott. Thanks so much for having me in your show. I'm very excited to talk and have a great conversation about
don't get your
coffee,
expectations up. Don't get your well, and I'm excited. This will be fun. So why don't we just jump right into why a cookie company?
Yeah, I've had that question asked before many times, and it's just awesome to think about how everything started with my wife, Brooke, and we started Bell's Cookie Co. in 2020. So it's been only a year since we started the business. It's
and just a perfectly normal year.
I know,
Nothing
right?
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Just like everything was normal.
Right.
We named the business after our daughter, Isabella. Isabella just turned 2 years old.
Oh my gosh.
And Bell's Cookie Co. started in April of 2020, right when all of us humans were not knowing what was going to happen with the world, right? We were like quarantined. We were like at home, like literally, and us small business owners. And I say small business owners because we have a company called Table Catering that we started it in 2017. It all started. Brooke and I started it out of a small kitchen, and then we start growing out of there. We start now doing weddings, corporate events. 2020 we were seeing 2020 as coming as our biggest year ever. And so seeing all the events start to fall down, crumble in front of our eyes, counting deaths, literally, like in national TV, seeing like all this craziness, it was so confusing. We felt like in this like dark corner, not knowing what was going to happen. Luckily, at the time, I had a full-time job. So on that end, we were kind of like, okay, well, let's just play safe. Let's just keep that job. The catering business is completely just falling apart. It was a scary moment. So we consider ourselves people that we don't quit. So we like to squeeze the most out of the hardest moments. And this was definitely a time in our lives that we challenge ourselves to come up with something. So one day, Brooke and I were sitting in our living room with our daughter, when we were all at home watching, this crazy news going on. We're like, let's just start baking. Let's just start doing something that people would like. And so we started literally I won't say on a napkin, but on a piece of paper, like writing down like things. Should we do pies? Should we do cakes? And it's like, wait a minute. Do you remember when these few companies that we've done catering for, they keep reordering cookies? And I say Brooke's Cookies because Brooke is the one who is the brain behind the recipes. I cannot take credit for that.
Okay.
So kudos to that for Brooke. I mean, this is a great partnership, and I feel super lucky for it. And I keep telling Brooke, who kept saying like, remember these companies that kept ordering more and more cookies? I think that's the answer. So let's just go to our kitchen. We're located in North Queen Anne, and let's just go. And we went with Isabella and start making. We have photos; they're amazing. So I have Isabella in the carrier with our little mixer making chocolate chip cookies. And that night we just start coming up with more recipes. And so quickly next week, we just announced it. We just like start telling our friends and family, hey, we started this mini business. This is how much a cookie will cost, how a box will cost. And
so you literally did this in a week.
Right. So in a week,
Wow.
we came up with like 6 flavors. We don't like to say flavors, but cookie types.
Okay.
So we came up with all these cookie types, 6 of them, which now we have 12.
Okay.
And we just like posted on our social media, and we had great support from our friends and family in Seattle, outside of Seattle. And we just quickly was like, oh my God, we're getting orders from out of Seattle. We just figured out a shipping account with one of the carriers. And we did that, talked to our friend that is a designer, and she designed like amazing branding for the business, and the word just started spreading. And so that was April. We were just doing shipping, and Brooke will. So this is funny though, because I was working from home, so I will stay in the morning, do all my paperwork all day, because I was in sales. So my work pre-pandemic was visiting a lot of clients, traveling a lot. When the pandemic came, it was all in my home office. Mm-hmm. So baby, she was 10 months old at the time. I was watching her while Brooke was in the kitchen making cookies. Then in the afternoon and working at the same time. So working and my job, boom, 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 2 p.m. I was pretty much all done. Baby was napping, and Brooke will come in the van with the cookies already baked. So we will swap. She will stay with baby, and I'll go deliver all around the Seattle area. It was great. The fact that there was no traffic. You know how Seattle traffic is.
Traffic's terrible.
So I was like, okay, this is good. I will put a playlist and just start delivering cookies, masked up, gloves. I remember, not knowing all these like details about this crazy COVID thing. But I remember I would use a pair of gloves for every delivery. And then when I would get back home, the pile of gloves were like, I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. But, all these things in order to maintain, to start building a reputation of like, we make quality, we maintain, the cleanliness, all that. So we stayed true from the very beginning. In August, where our commercial kitchen is located is in, I already said this, but it's in North Queen Anne, it's by the canal, and it's a venue as well. So luckily, this venue has like a greenhouse that is not on the street, but it's like, kind of outdoor. And in August, we're like, why don't we just like open a little walk-up window here? And we did that. Walk-in score is not the best over there, but hey, few tables, couple signs on the path, on the street, and that's where we literally start our first quote-unquote retail shop. I say quote-unquote because it wasn't anything like, like official per se. Like it was still like
more like a pop-up, if you will.
It was a pop-up, exactly, a permanent pop-up kind of thing. Right. Their pictures are amazing. They're all on our social media, and through all these months, we were like, let's come up with more cookie types, and also maintaining the quality of the marketing part. We're very particular about that, and we believe that things come in through your eyes when you see them, and then you need to prove that what you're seeing tastes as good, if not better. Right, so that's how it's a way that we're kind of like keeping for both table and the cookies. Fast forward towards holidays. Holidays was awesome for the business. Catering was in a slow pace. It wasn't like dead, luckily, but it was in a slow pace. Nothing like we were expecting as far as our 2020 was going to look like. But like lunch boxes, very COVID safe, all that, this kind of stuff. But we were already in this bust of cookies. So The holidays came in, and a lot of orders were out of state, and that made us think like the e-commerce is just so powerful. Like if you know how to market, if you make a good product, people out of where you are start to find you, and that start happening towards the holidays more and more. Mid-December came, and a lot of the weddings, a lot of the events that were canceled or postponed start to come up to life. Vaccine starts to be announced, and we're like, okay, this is looking awesome. Sadly, we saw a lot of other small businesses falling, and that was hard. It is hard to see because we feel that. So we're always in constant look for how can we help in some way, as far as like, not teaching by any means, but like giving people like the hooray, let's do this. So it was hard for us to see that. So that gave us like more gas to let's just make this happen. So mid-December came in, a lot of these events start to came back to life, a lot of inquiries, and we were like, we have two options. We either just go back full throttle with catering, and that's where our focus is. I was still employed at the time in December, or should we just like start another bit? Like, let's just move the cookies out of here, because we knew that if we were gonna take all these events, we need to. I mean, cookies needs to not be around because that takes a lot of space, a lot of dry storage. And so it was, that feeling is the best feeling, Scott, because it's when you're like, I never jump on a parachute. I never done skydiving, but I feel like it's that same feeling that you're like on the cliff or on the airplane. Like, should I jump? Should I not? Should I trust that it's going to like deploy? And that's what happened. We were like, no, let's just do this. So one night, Brooke and I were at home. And by the way, we talk about business all the time. So we need to make sure that we make time for ourselves, and we've been clear about that, and it's been super well balanced. So again, I feel very, very lucky about that. One night we were talking about it, and I was like, you know what? We've always wanted to run our businesses, which we've always wanted since I was a kid. I wanted always to have my own thing. I know Brooke too. I think this is a sign that, we should go for it. So let's just find a place, a better walking score place, a better facility that is meant for baking, better retail, more what our brand is about, colors, family-oriented kids. It's for everyone. This company is for everyone. So we thought of Greenlake because, well, we live in the area, and we were like, let's just do Greenlake. And we found this beautiful place in Greenlake. It's perfectly located. We pulled the trigger, and next thing is January, and I'm putting my 2 weeks on my job. And it was like the most amazing moment, because it's that fear, but it's like, it's on you if it happens or not. I mean, in some way, like all you can make to make it happen is with effort, time, your strength, your knowledge, your humbleness. I mean, being humble, and very humble also, to know that you don't know it all. So learn from your team members, learn from your friends, from your family. Like it's just all about it. That's how we go about, because we don't know it all. So,
but
yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to interrupt you, and I'm going to say this to you, is that in my experience, if you, not you specifically you, but you, the person with the idea, don't give it a try, you're going to spend a lot of your time wondering what if.
Yes.
And wondering what if, in my opinion, is more harmful than executing a reasonably well thought out plan. I mean, it's never going to be perfect.
Yeah.
Nothing, but even if it doesn't work, and I'm not saying this about your business, I'm saying this is theory. If you don't try what's in your heart, the regret's real. And I think it's worse than if you try it and it doesn't work out. So kudos to you guys for taking that leap of faith that, like you said, the parachute. I have not jumped out of an airplane either. And I'm not going to go with you the first time. So don't even ask. We're just not going to do that together. But no, I think you have to, if it's there, if you feel it and you know that it's got a shot, and that's the best guarantee you're going to have is it's got a shot. There is no guarantee.
Exactly.
That's as close to a guarantee as I got a shot. You got to take it, and kudos to you.
Thank you, Scott, so much. And that was going to the lines that you're going with. That was one of the thoughts that came through our heads. Like we rather regret. I'd rather say, okay, it didn't work, but we tried, than being 70 years old and say what you said, like, what if? I wonder what if, oh my God, my wife made these awesome cookies. I mean, I had a good job. Like, what if, I mean, you know what, life is it's in a blink of an eye, and entrepreneurship is not for everyone. And I say that not that is better or worse if you are or not an entrepreneur. That's not what I mean. What I'm saying is if you're a person who has a job, whatever job it is, that's great. And that's awesome, because you can succeed whether, you are in the back of the kitchen or you are, an executive person in a big company. And I respect just the fact that people wake up and go pursue, whether it's to go to work or to open their business. That's.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. We need both.
Yes, absolutely.
We need both.
So yes, we have that spirit, I guess. We have that spirit and we want to pursue. We are pursuing it right now. We've been open for 2 weeks in this new location and it's going awesome.
Is it okay? That's great, because I'm looking at your Instagram feed and I'm looking at some pictures from that event, and it's a great looking shop.
Thank you.
And very kudos to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We're going to jump right into cookies. Let's talk cookies.
Yes, let's talk cookies, coffee.
What's your favorite cookie? I'm going to put you right on the spot. You got to pick one.
Colombian corn. I wonder why, huh?
Ah, okay. But why?
Colombian corn.
What is it about the Colombian corn cookie for you that it's your favorite?
So when we were coming up with cookie types and brainstorming, I told Brooke, you gotta help me on this one. I want a cookie that is nostalgic for not in a not just for me, but I want to recreate that flavor, and I'm going there. And the Colombian corn recreates the flavor of an arepa. Arepa is a Colombian dish that is. We have many types of arepas in Colombia. One of them is the arepa de chocolo, which is made out of corn, yellow corn, and sweet corn, and is stuffed with cheese. It's just unbelievable. And so
sounds pretty darn good.
It's really good.
That's really good.
Oh my God. And so we found the flour that is used to make that type of arepa. And we found a purveyor here, in the area. And we started doing tests. And that just brings me back home.
Okay.
That cookie. And it is one of our top sellers.
Okay.
Yeah. People it's not a common flavor for people in general. And when people ask me what you just asked me, like, what is it about that cookie? And I say, okay, so I used to say it's like a cornbread in a cookie. That was not good sales pitch because
it didn't
people,
work. Huh? Okay,
no, people are like, oh no, I don't really like cornbread. It's like, damn it. Okay, fine. So then I start saying, oh, it's like a cornbread in steroids. Like it's better than a cornbread. That helped. Now what I've been doing is just telling them it's just made out of 3 different types of corn flour. Oh, by the way, one of those flours that we use there is for the tamales, kind of balance it a little bit. It doesn't make it as sweet, which is actually not is not a very sweet cookie. So that's also very good. And also, it pairs really good with coffee. Oh my God.
Well, I mean, let's be fair. Everything pairs with coffee, but we're going to get there. We're going to get to that. Okay. So it's a good cookie with coffee. All right. So is it more like a biscuit? You know, is it, I don't want to say dry, but is it more savory? No.
No, it's sweet. It's definitely a dessert. It's not as sweet like as a confetti cookie, right? Or a chocolate monster cookie that has caramel and it has, chocolate and white chocolate monster. But yeah, it looks more like a sugar cookie, and people is like, "Is that a sugar cookie?" Like, no, it's actually the Colombian corn. And so I started explaining a little bit. I try to not make it too long or boring. But the fact that it's nostalgic and it brings me back home is just the reason why it's my favorite.
Well, that's the perfect reason, frankly. So now you get to answer for Brooke. What's her favorite cookie?
Oh, Brooke is, she loves the confetti cookie.
Okay.
She loves the confetti cookie. The confetti cookie has a special ingredient that we call the confetti crack.
Okay.
I know, but we haven't been advertising it like that because we're like, I mean, this is a place for kids. I mean,
cracking kids is probably not a great. Okay,
yeah. So the confetti crack, it's made with dry malted powder milk.
Okay.
I guess that's redundant. Malted powder milk. And it has some other things. It's a secret, but it gets spread, it gets baked, and then we crush it, and then it puts into the dough, so it gives the texture. And to answer your question, Brooke eats confetti crack sometimes a little bit more than she thinks she does. Confetti cookie is her favorite for sure, and let me see, corn. Yeah, she
likes the corn as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
She loves the corn. Yeah, the corn is
okay.
Also, she came up with double chocolate, vegan and gluten free. And that one, when you start feeling guilty about eating too many cookies, go for that one.
the low guilt cookie. The low guilt cookie. Okay. I mean, you've got a lot. I mean, we've talked about some. You've got. So tell us about, why did you name the bells the bells? And let's talk about that one, because I'm going to be honest with you, it's an interesting combination for a cookie.
Yeah, and that one. I mean, I have to say, there's not one that doesn't sell. Like, you're like, oh, guys, we only sold 10 of this. Like, they all sell. So yes, that one is, people get really intricate about that one. The bells, it's inspired by using a lot of ingredients as well as the pantry. So we can talk about that one too. But the bells, we wanted to give the balance of something salty. something salty in it, like we did with the chocolate chunks with some salt on it, which that's pretty common in many cookie or bakeries. They do that. I'm not unique about that. But potato chips, you can add that into a dessert, and we came up with that cookie. It looks, sometimes the potato chips sticks out, so it makes it look like pretty funky but fun. And the Bells is unique, and it's one of our signature cookies per se. That one is
because I mean, you already said potato chip, but reading it here, it's got
pecan,
toffee, potato chip, chocolate chip, and pecan. So it's the potato chip is what got me. It's like, but when you say it, the salt aspect of it is like, I like a salted caramel and things like that. And so it makes perfect sense. But I was like, potato chip? But it sounds good. But at first I was like, what? But then you've got the pantry where you've got pretzels you've got pretzels in a cookie too. So I like the idea, the whimsical nature of what you guys are doing, and that you are, I mean, I can get a snickerdoodle lots of places, right?
Yeah.
I can get a chocolate chip cookie lots of places.
Right,
and they're both fine. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you don't look like me without eating cookies. I work from this look. But, I like the fact that you're entering in different ingredients to a cookie to give it a little bit of you're not going too far out there. But
right, we need to keep it.
And maybe you are. Maybe in the lab you're working on some really crazy things. Who knows?
Oh yeah,
what you guys are.
Yeah, you will see.
Who knows what you guys do?
Which we have a line in our menu that is the seasonal cookie, and we come up with new cookies. So last one we had was the Mexican hot chocolate churro cookie, or let's say in Spanish, the Mexican hot chocolate churro cookie. So it has pieces of churro in it. Is nostalgic with that hot chocolate taste. It has spices. Right. It's really good.
No, that's. I mean, I like it. I don't want to say it's whimsical. That's not the right word, but it's maybe irreverent is a word I'll go with and give you. Use that. But another one that's catching my eye, honestly, is the lemon, blueberry, and shortbread. I like lemon. Lemon's something I really enjoy. And it pairs well with blueberry and shortbread. So I think that's a really...
And it has lemon zest in it.
Yeah. See, so there you got a little more pop to it.
Yep. That one is, so we try to make the cookies to each one to remind you of something. So, so for example, that one reminds me of a blueberry muffin kind of thing. Like the Colombian corn reminds me of an arepa. The chocolate monster is like a chocolate fudge. It's fudgy.
Okay.
So we try to keep it fun for sure.
Now I've got to ask this question. So I'm on your About Our Cookie Company page, and I believe that's your daughter holding a couple of cookies there.
Yeah.
So you're putting her to work at a young age. But you're really not. Are you guys really using the mixer, the blue mixer? You guys must be making them. That's just for. That's a prop, right?
No. That's literally where we started.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to take a picture of all the mixers the scales that we started with that one. And then we went for an 8-chord mixer. Then we went to a 20-chord. And now we're at an 80-chord mixer. I call it the tractor. It's taller than me, a little taller than me, and I'm 6 foot. It's huge.
That is huge.
Pallet jack. Not even 3 of us could move it. Once it's on it, no one can move it. So we started making cookies out of that one. So it's a trophy. You got to keep it around.
No, absolutely. I just think this is a great looking shot. You got this cute kid holding a couple of cookies with a smile.
It took us a lot of shots.
Yeah, I mean, she's But one thing, so when we talked before, when we talked on the phone, nobody heard that conversation, so we're gonna bring some of it back. You met Brooke in Colombia.
Yes.
Okay. So you are Colombian and you're from Colombia, right? And your family had coffee connections back in Colombia?
Yeah. So we met in Colombia back in 2014. Brooke was doing culinary consulting for a large cafe company, like the Starbucks of Colombia, per se.
Mm-hmm.
They have many locations, and she was redoing their pastry line. Why not? And so when we met, I was operating a coffee business that I started with a partner. But at the same time, my dad has coffee farms in Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
And so since a young age, I started creating this interest for coffee. So that's when I got involved in the coffee business back then. And when I met Brooke, she was doing this. It was like the perfect match. She loves coffee. Right. I love coffee. Then quickly we found out we opened a coffee shop together. So we've done this before, her and I.
Did you open a coffee shop? Was that in Colombia that you opened it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was in the north part of Colombia in this small town where I grew up called Santa Marta.
Okay.
And Brooke, with all her knowledge of, starting a restaurant or, what equipment do you need? She was there. It was a funny story because her contract was over at this corporate job, and she was ready to head back home, meaning Seattle. And I was like, wait, we're about to open a coffee shop. I mean, don't you want to help us opening it? She's like, sure. So we moved to the coast of Colombia from Bogota, and we started this process, and we opened the coffee shop. It was fun, and quickly she started missing home, and I was like, she's the one. So I proposed, and yeah. So coffee, yes, we're still connected with coffee. Now we're part of the business with Brooke.
Okay. But before we go there, I want to ask a question. This is self-serving for me. So I've never been to Colombia, and how is coffee? I mean, back in the day, it was Juan Valdez was the little icon of Colombian coffee, and it was Colombian coffee and all this. It was. I think in my memory, Colombia was the first marketing that differentiated coffee from just being a commodity. It was Colombian coffee. Okay. Right. But how do Colombians drink their coffee? I mean, don't say in a cup or a mug. Come on, give me a break. But no, I'm teasing you. But is there a way that Colombians prepare coffee? Is it just like it is here in Washington?
We call it a cup of coffee. We call it tinto. Tinto. What tinto? What in Spain they call tinto, like vino tinto, right? Like wine. But tinto is a small cup of coffee. A lot of sugar. It's so I mean, not sad, but it's a bummer that we don't keep the best coffee for ourselves, obviously. The US and Europe.
Colombia was exporting their good stuff.
All of it. Yeah. Okay. It's all. Now it's starting to change, and more Colombians are starting to realize, hey, we can drink good coffee. We should be drinking good coffee. So these new generations are starting to appreciate more the good coffee. So how do we drink it? Yes, tinto, definitely a cup of coffee, black. Some add sugar, mostly add sugar actually. And then there's the café con leche, which is a coffee, and then you add milk in it. That's more for like a breakfast kind of thing.
So it's fairly similar to your standard, Americanized Italian versions of coffee, the latte, the cappuccino, and things like that.
Yeah, I see that. Okay. I mean, especially in Seattle, people know a lot about. I mean, people do know what they want for their coffee, and the judgment is people are more. They have more reference, I'd say, for this coffee is if you say, oh, this is a medium roast, people can understand. In Colombia, not that many people could say this is medium roast or dark roast.
So my question, actually, there is a purpose to bringing it back to the cookie company now. You guys also sell coffee.
Yeah.
And you referenced that your coffee goes well with the Colombian corn. The coffee is, so tell us about Bell's Cookies coffee. Tell me, because you're selling a bag of it right here. I'm on the website. I could click on a button and buy it right now.
Yeah.
What would I be buying?
You'll buy a blend of 2 single origins from Colombia. One is from the Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta, which is in the north. The other one is from Antioquia. I'm not the one who says, oh, let's pick it from this. It's just I get advice or Herkimer Coffee, a local coffee shop. We partner with them, and they're great. To me, they're one of the best coffees in town. And it's like, hey, this is what the plan we have. I want to sell like really good drip coffee. What can you offer? And Scott, one of the guys there, was like, let's just do cupping. And we came up with this blend that they do, which is that blend from that. It's a Colombian blend. And it's just well balanced. It's not too acidic. It's not too dark. They keep it at medium roast, which is my sweet spot, in my opinion. Older generations tend not to like lighter roast coffee in general, in my opinion. So we want to keep it like in an area where more people can appreciate that. It's coffee that they roast, Herkimer coffee roast, and that bag that you're seeing on our website is just like a design we did, approved by them, so in partnership with Herkimer Coffee.
Okay.
Whole beans.
I think it's great that you have
whole beans.
Whole beans.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yep. And I try to have them supply coffee to the shop on a weekly basis, because we don't want to stock a bunch of coffee and leave it there for months.
Right. Okay. Well, thumbs up then on the coffee for you guys.
Oh, thank you.
But I interrupted you. So you opened a coffee shop. You got Brooke to stay. She was getting homesick. You decided she was the one.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you. You appear to be in Seattle by all intents and purposes. So you moved. You came to Seattle. I'm sure that just went flawlessly. There was no culture shock. There was nothing. I mean, the weather didn't bother you. Nothing. I mean, no, come on. But you, how long have you been living in Seattle?
So that was in 2015 when we decided to move.
Okay.
Just make the change and move to Seattle. Made the change for me. She's from here. So,
right.
So yeah, it was scary as we were talking before. It's like, but you know what? I mean, I had nothing to lose. Like, I'm young.
Okay.
I was 24, I believe. And I was like, there's nothing for me to lose. And so came here, and quickly learned that was August of 2015. And then fall came, and it's like, this is cold. Which I learned quickly that Seattle is not like the coldest city. It's like, oh wow.
No, not at all. That's why I'm laughing at you.
Oh my God, there's a lot of rain coming down. Oh, okay. Us Colombians, or at least in Latin America, we use a lot of umbrellas. And Brooke's like, do not even try to take out an umbrella.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, that's right. No one uses umbrellas here. Everyone uses like rain jackets. Like, okay, can get used to this. And culturally, there was a big shock for me. When we were kids with my brother and my mom, we used to come a lot to the U.S., but more for vacation, but more towards the east side. So the Pacific was completely new for me. The west side,
Gotcha.
Pacific. And not even to think the Pacific Northwest. I've never been to Seattle before.
So you had never been to Seattle. So you moved for a woman,
yeah,
to a place that you'd never been to.
Yeah. So I came to Seattle.
That's a cool story.
Thanks. I came to Seattle in Christmas of 2014 with Brooke to meet her family and all that. And I thought, it's like, this is a really cool city. But I was here for a week and a half or something, and then went back to take care of the coffee business. But when fast forward in August of next year, when we make the decision of moving, it was shocking, the cultural part, because in Colombia, in countries like ours, is you're my friend, the doors of my house are open to you. Like, you don't need to put in your calendar that you're coming to grab a cup of coffee. Here, it happens that way, and it's the way it is. I'm not saying, oh, it's terrible. It's the way it is, and it's been taking me, if it does, it's taking me a while to get used to putting the calendar to go grab coffee. I mean, I get it. We're all busy. I know that. But if I'm here in my office and you're my friend, you pop your face like, hey, I was just walking by. Can we grab coffee? I would say, sorry, I'm super busy. Or, yeah, is it 5 minutes? Again, life is short. We need to enjoy the good moments. So that wasn't it. And sometimes it shocks me a lot, that part of the culture. But I'm handling it. So,
all right, so
go ahead.
So when we talked on the phone, you guys, and I'm looking on your Instagram right now. So there's a post here, so I can say this because you published it. I can say it. You said you guys were on a mission to melt the Seattle freeze.
Yes, because that's a thing, right? I believe. I mean, I'm not making this up.
Well, freeze. It doesn't get that cold in Seattle, so it's just more. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, yes, the Seattle freeze.
Yeah, I mean, it's a thing. I'm not making this up, but when I heard that, I was like, oh, it's just right on the spot. We're like, oh, the Seattle. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That's why that lady was honking on me. Like, or this guy is just like flipping me off. Who knows? Like, people in Seattle are super nice. I'm just saying, like, when it gets cold and the rain and super forecast, the people's mood changes a lot, and including myself probably. But we want to.
It does for all of us.
We want to melt the Seattle freeze with our cookies, meaning we want this place to people like, oh, I'm at a cookie shop. I can be like, I'm back in. This is happiness. This is joy, and those descriptions can melt. Can take that ice shell that is of people's and be them again. Make a joke. Like, we've had so many people come and like they walk in. When you come, Scott, you'll see, you walk in and you don't see cookies until you see the displays. Like, and the reaction of people is hilarious. It's awesome. So we want that. We want people to feel that when they open a cookie box. The way we decide the cookie box, we did it, and the material is because we believe that good products they come in good box. So when you open that cookie box, it's like, yes, like, I'm not, my mood change, my day is better now. So we came up with that. We're working on trademarking that. So, oops.
Okay. Yeah. No, I see. I think you have a noble cause. I mean, that may sound a little grandiose, but I think, you've mentioned more than once so far that, life is short, and take a moment, and we don't have to be so serious all the time. We don't have to have everything in our calendars. And if somebody sticks their head in your office and wants to go grab a cup of coffee, sure, sometimes you can't say yes to everything,
totally.
But sometimes I think we should all say, yeah, let's go do that. Let's go spend a half hour having a cup of coffee, catching up, seeing what's new in your life and all of that. So I think that your mission to melt the Seattle freeze, to deliver great looking, not just great looking, but great tasting cookies to people is awesome, because it's not a expensive treat. In other words, it's not like going out to a 5-star restaurant for dinner.
Yeah.
It's more of like, I don't want to say it's an impulse buy, but it's a lower barrier. So you can go treat yourself to a cookie. You've got kids, go, what kid doesn't like a cookie? Come on now.
Warm cookies, they're always warm.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've never met a child that doesn't like a cookie. So I think all of that is fabulous. And I'm looking at your photography on Instagram, and there's some really just really cool looking cookies. So kudos to you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Before I forget this question, so you're actually on Greenlake Way North. Help me with, what are you guys located by?
So you know where Spud's Fish and Chips is or was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. So that corner was it got turned down. That the actual Spud's Fish and Chips got turned down. They're rebuilding it, and on the next corner, now we're on the next corner. There's a place called Retreat Coffee.
Okay,
and then towards the right of Retreat, there's a burger place called Bigger Burger, and then it's us. So we are located in the same spot where pizza place was located.
Okay. Yeah, it's been a while since I've gone to the Greenlake area. So, I mean, you're literally right across the street from the park.
Oh yeah, totally. We see the park. We see the lake.
So I could go for a walk and reward myself with a dozen cookies. For lack of guilt.
Get a lot of those. Yep. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. And how do you like being in Greenlake? How do you like being part of that community?
We really like it. People are like super, super welcoming. Yeah, it's just fantastic to see the Greenlake community just saying welcome. We hope you guys do well. We're telling all of our friends about you guys, seeing new faces, but also that neighbors coming back. It's like, oh yeah, I was just about to start this show on Netflix, but no, I had to come down and grab a cookie.
Awesome. Okay, that's great.
So it is fantastic. I wish sometimes I want to be at the front. I love being at the front and helping people get their cookies or make their decisions.
So do you spend most of your time in the front of the house?
For now, I am. Yes, definitely.
Okay.
I enjoy it. I love it. We have a great team that we're still like in the process of, understanding the standards and why not. Our shop is designed where people walk in and they see production from their, as they're in line, per se. So, like Ding Time Fun kind of thing. Ding Time Fun, the dumpling place where you see everyone like making the dumplings in the back of the house. So that's kind of like the way our approach is, and just keep it visible to everyone that our standards are high as far as cleanliness goes, especially after coming out of this crazy pandemic. Right. So yeah, I love being there, but I want to also get into start visiting like businesses that we can offer them packages for cookies, like teams at big companies where they treat their staff, or they send boxes. We've had those a lot, but we think that could be good. So that's what I will start focusing in the next few weeks.
So what's your, say, 5-year vision? Where's Bell's going to be 5 years from now?
We want to have multiple locations. We think that
just in Seattle, or would you go? So you plan on staying like a Seattle-based company?
No, I'm not. We're not opposed to going out of Seattle. We think that this will be a Seattle company. We want it to be in our box. It says "Made in Seattle." There's another box, the half dozen box that we have that says made with all the good stuff in Seattle.
Okay.
So we want that
Okay.
to be a staple if and when we go out of Seattle and we open other stores outside of Seattle. Currently,
Okay.
we've had our vision is to go to the east side.
Mhm.
So whether it's Bellevue, Kirkland, Redmond, so that area is growing a lot.
Yeah.
That we think that we can put our flag there,
Okay.
and melt the Seattle freeze over there, or bring joy to the community over there. And why not other states? So we want to go for more.
Okay. So when you're not melting the Seattle freeze one cookie at a time, what do you and the family like to do for fun and excitement?
We like to go on local trips when we can, when we
Okay.
have time. It hasn't happened in a while now.
Well, I mean, yeah, you just started a business.
Yeah.
You've got all the time in the world, right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, no, but you got to all work and no
Totally.
play. You got
we
to
have to balance.
you got to play.
We balance, definitely. We go on hikes. We try to visit local restaurants that are popping up, new restaurants. We like, I love this one restaurant in Ballard. I don't know if it's still open, but after the pandemic, it's called Asadero. And
Okay.
it's a Mexican steak place. I love my steak.
Okay.
And with Brooke, we like to try new restaurants and go out and walk with Isabella, pulling her in her wagon. She loves her wagon.
Okay.
That's pretty much.
That's what you. So when you're not drinking your own coffee, I ask everybody, like, where's a good place to get a cup of coffee since you're in Seattle, we'll say in Seattle. So
I do.
Yeah. Where do you, I mean, and it doesn't necessarily, it can be, let me expand on that. So it can be, the coffee's got to be good. I mean, life's too short for bad coffee, but sometimes the space is even more compelling than the coffee. I mean, there's coffee shops that are just, in my opinion, a lot of fun to go sit and relax and have a cup of coffee. And truthfully, I'd rather bring coffee from around the corner maybe and sit in this space, but they get, so where do you like to go if you're going out and you're going to have a cup of coffee? Where's a place you like to go?
There's 3 that are my favorites. So
okay, I'll take 3.
Yeah. So, 4, including my espresso machine at home.
Okay. All right. Well, careful now. People are going to be popping over without putting it on your calendar. They're just going to show up.
We got this espresso machine, and I love trying. I get coffee. I have a coffee subscription, so I get new coffee, and I love the dialing. The grind and the temperature.
Okay.
Brooke loves her mocha in the morning, so I make sure her mocha is ready. I practice my latte art. Yeah. As far as coffee shop goes, Herkimer. I love Herkimer. It's right here in Phoenix Ridge. Their coffee is just fantastic. They look out for quality when it comes to coffee.
Okay.
It's that when it comes to the place, they it's about coffee. Like, you don't go there to get like an amazing pastry, because they carry pastries, but no, they're focusing coffee. So I love that. I go also to Santo Coffee. Santo Coffee. Okay. It's owned by a friend of ours, Sounders soccer player from Colombia.
Okay.
Freddy Montero.
Right.
So Freddy opened this coffee shop, and his team brings coffee from. It's called Devoción, which is from Colombia as well, and they do a fantastic job. Yeah, Mike over there, the lead barista and partner, is awesome, and their design is just spectacular. You feel like in an Apple store.
Wow! Okay.
Spot on.
It's on point.
Yeah,
okay.
On point. And then Fulcrum Coffee over in Belltown. I like them a lot. They carry a lot of Central American coffees. Their roastery is over in Georgetown, and they're really good. They're really good coffee as well. So that's closer to our other kitchen facility over in North Queen Anne. So that's when I'm over there. That's where I pop it.
So the nice thing about, Washington State in general, but certainly Seattle, it's hard to find bad coffee because bad coffee does not stay in business very long. If you're going to open a coffee shop, you better bring your game. You better bring good everything, because there's too much competition to accept a substandard cup of coffee or a latte or whatever.
Yeah, I missed that. I used to go a lot to La Marzocco coffee, the first La Marzocco coffee shop in the world, I believe it was, which is where it used to be where now the Climate Pledge is located.
Right.
That was a really cool place because there was like a stage and someone will pop in.
Yeah, KEXP was there and all that. Yeah,
it's really
cool. That's cool.
You could have played with your La Marzocco to decide which one you could or not afford, which I can't.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, have you priced the La Marzocco machine? They are. We just earlier at the time that we're recording this last week, I released an episode with Howard Behar, who used to be the international president of Starbucks Coffee, and he was the one at Starbucks that brought Starbucks into Japan.
Okay,
and he was sharing a story that in Japan, when they were getting launched there, Starbucks was using La Marzocco machines back in the day, and Japan made them take one apart and have all the parts tested on it because they wanted to know what was, the quality of the equipment that was being allowed in a Japanese establishment. And I was just fascinated that they had to take apart a La Marzocco machine and literally have it tested to be don't they know what those things are? Those things are amazing.
Yeah.
Actually my goal is and I can't think of the name of the company. There is an espresso maker in Southwest Washington, and they make a handmade manual pull, not motorized. Their machines look like they're amazing.
Really?
But they're also I could buy a new car instead of having a coffee maker, but they're really cool. And that would be kind of fun to have in the house, but
yeah,
I can dream.
Yeah, me too.
So you haven't been open in the cookie business all that long. So this question, may not work, but it probably will work. What surprised you so far about opening the business? Was there something that you thought was going to be super easy and straightforward and it wasn't, or has something not worked right yet?
It definitely has not been easy. It's not easy. Like people, if there's some of the things they just pop in and just design, construct, go. No, I don't think someone will ever think that. I should take that back. But no, nothing has been easy. But something that has not worked. Maybe there's some cookies that really didn't. Seasonal cookies that were not wow. We did one when this previous Seahawks season, or I guess NFL season started. We did a Seahawks cookie. I loved it. It was a sugar cookie. It was very crumbly, soft, and it was frosted with the Seahawks colors. But we really didn't. It was awesome. It tasted good, really good. But I remember when I was saying things enter through your eyes, then you want them to taste like that or better as they looked.
Right.
It was the opposite. So it didn't look as great. So I don't think that attract that many people at the other shop. And we're like, oh yeah, this is the new Seahawks cookie. And I remember putting the frosting with the blue and green. But the green wasn't the green of the Seahawks. It was like a light blue, And people are like,
Oh, okay.
oh, okay, yeah. Some people will take it amazing, taste it amazing, but yeah. So that was that's a funny one.
All right.
Yeah, when we decided to go with this shop, that we have a wall that is a merchandise wall, we knew it was not gonna, like, oh, our sales are not gonna be driven by the merchandise sales, but yeah, it's merchant people. I mean, I don't know what's about that. It's just more like to keep that for decoration, and some people buy it, but because I've been in local ice cream shops, local small bakers that they have merch, but I want to get them. So it's probably just Brooke and I that are really like want to get like merch of other places, but people in general probably not. So maybe we'll have to come up with something, but it makes look the store really nice, and it's there, and it's not gonna go bad, you know.
Right. Yeah. A t-shirt doesn't have a pull date.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's one thing. And one thing that we do want to definitely connect more our philosophy and why we are in business is we want to connect more the charity part, because we have a wall that is just dedicated for charity. Now, let me talk. If you give me the opportunity, I will talk and explain a little bit more about this.
Please do. Please do.
We have a wall that is dedicated for charity, and we call it the Cause Wall. So we partner with Cause, CAUZE. And it's an app that simplifies the way people donate today. So kind of like, you know how Venmo simplifies the way you pay someone back, or you request for, hey, remember those $10 here at Venmo, or what's the other one, PayPal. That's the quickest thing I can think of when it about Cause and what is it about. So all the charities registered within the United States are in the Cause platform. So Bell's Cookie Co. has a Cause profile where we feature multiple charities. And this wall that I'm talking about has a vintage fridge, like a vintage fridge design. And it has our colors, which luckily they match with Cause colors, is an orange. And it has like a saying, it has a QR code so people can scan that code. And if they feel like they want to, obviously we don't make anyone pressure to donate or by any means, but they feel like they want to donate $10 to, for example, NPH. NPH is an organization that it's there, Nuestros Pequeños Hermanos, that supports abandoned children in the Latin American countries. Let's say X person wants to donate $10 to NPH through our profile. Bell's Cookie Co. immediately and automatically match that donation.
Oh, very cool.
So we want to be more outspoken. It's been 2 weeks where we're like, again, trying to figure out like the processes here and the cookies. But eventually and soon we're going to make it so it's, whether it's a rewards program where you're a regular, you build out points or cookies or however we want to call it. We haven't like really nailed that part, but we really want to connect and integrate cookies and experience with charity. So eventually we want to go to a point where you build points, cookies again, and you can exchange them for more cookies or donate it to this charity that it equals, it's the equivalent of, $50. And
I think that's great.
So it's there. The wall is there. It has the information. But in our training, I mean, I take this, but in the training, we haven't tell our staff, let's mention, because people don't people are coming to check out this space, and that's not like dial as far as the communication part goes.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a focus we're starting to implement more and more within our business.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. I mean, that would have been an oversight to have left that off the episode. So I'm looking, I see there's a photograph here. So scan the QR code and you guys are matching donations.
Yes, correct.
That's an amazing, I think you've got to find a way to make sure that that's part of your messaging.
Yeah.
That's, take it,
No.
I granted, you've got a lot going on right now to get started.
Yeah.
So that's, but I think that's an awesome additional.
And we started this partnership with Cause back in the days when we first came up with our new box, with like our fully designed box. And when we partnered with Cause, we started this matching program, and the QR code is actually in the box as well.
Very
cool.
Okay.
It's funny. There's already but interesting and amazing that since we started that, there's already been donated almost $3,000 to all those charities that has been donated. So
that's wonderful.
It's been very slow in my opinion, as it can be, because there is a lot of potential with that. But definitely we do want to make an impact and not just like, just throw in $10. We will throw in $10. It's going to be 20. We don't want to make it as impersonal, but eventually we want to make sure Bell's Cookie Co. is part of this giving back program in person, like whether it's going to a country and build a couple homes, that all of our clients make it happen. It's not like we did. It's like by buying cookies, you guys did it. So we want to make that, we want to be outspoken. We want to make that more of a clear message.
Excellent. So if people want to find out more about Bell's Cookie, where can they find you?
Website, definitely, bellscookieco.com. Instagram, Bell's Cookie Co. Facebook, Bell's Cookie Co. It's just all the same.
I'm noticing a theme here.
We've been published in a couple of magazines, but not like, like one was in the East Side. A few weeks ago, not too long ago, in the Seattle Times, just came this small paragraph about a new cookie shop opening. That was huge. So definitely on Yelp, we come up as Bell's Cookie Co. And in all the delivery apps, Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats, and now the other Caviar and Postmates that merge with. Eventually, it's just going to be one.
Right, and also, so you guys ship anywhere in the U.S. through Goldbelly, so there people can. Somebody listening to this in Los Angeles can order cookies and have them shipped to them. I don't think Uber Eats is going to go from Seattle.
Yeah. So Goldbelly is a new partnership we started. And you go there, you find us, and you order. And whether you pick next day or in 2 days, we want to keep it only for as max as 2 day shipping.
Sure.
You get your cookies on your doorstep.
Right. And then the address of your retail place, in case people want to swing by. You described where it's at, but let's put that.
Totally. It's 6900 East Greenlake Way North.
And you are open Tuesdays through Saturdays.
Sundays.
Tuesday through Sunday. Sundays. So you take Mondays off to rest and recuperate because retail's hard, and it is. We all know that, and everyone deserves a day to laundry and bookkeeping and all that stuff. It's not like you're taking a day off.
Yeah, no, totally. And eventually we think, because shipping is starting to pick up a lot more, we are thinking to do Monday for prep and boxing and shipping a lot to get those orders out of the way, so Tuesday doesn't start like crazy. And last Monday, I mean, I'm back in the office, so I can't say about today, but last Monday that I was prepping some shipping orders, I had a lot of people knocking. It's like, are you guys open? So maybe.
Yeah, Greenlake never sleeps, man. Greenlake never. You guys might have to do 7 days. That's a good problem.
Yeah.
That's a good problem.
Thank you.
Well, listen, I appreciate you jumping on and making this happen. I am excited for coming over and trying some cookies here in the short near future. The fact that you have gluten-free cookies means my wife she won't complain as much. She won't complain. The point, she loves sweets, but she really tries not to eat gluten. So the fact that, there's an option for her will be awesome. She'll appreciate that. And was there something that I didn't ask you that we should have asked?
No, I think we cover it, most of it. We're very happy about the response of the people in the Seattle area. Because yes, it's not easy, but feeling the support of the community is huge, and it gave us, that gasoline to keep going. And
absolutely.
And yeah, we're super grateful. We take all that very humbly, and we want people to get more cookies. We want to provide more cookies to the community and make it so everyone can try each one of them. So,
all right. Well, I really like what you guys are doing.
Thank you, Scott.
And I am excited to watch and see how you guys grow and develop, and all the best.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you having me in your show. I've been listening to some of your podcasts. They're awesome. But
the check's in the mail. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it, Scott. Take care. Bye.
Join us next time for another episode of the Exploring Washington State podcast.